my friends, and here we are for the third round video of upgrades and mods I've done on my Tamiya 2022 collection. Starting off with the Wild One on the FAV chassis. We've then got the Racing Fighter and Aqroshot on the DT-03 chassis, followed by the Holiday Buggy and Super Fighter on the DT-02 chassis, and bringing up the rear, the Rising Fighter and Grasshopper 2 Black, I believe, on the Grasshopper 2 chassis. So without further ado, let's get into what I've been up to on them. First up, the Wild One off-roader, and I've since discovered that the chassis is the FAV or Fast Attack vehicle, and again I think it's basically stock. Once again, I can't remember if it came with ball bearings, but if not, I've added them. Now, one thing you might notice is that the shocks are upside down. I put them upside down in the end because I had it on my shelf in the living room after I'd first made it and done a first run video of it, and when I was come to do something, I can't remember what, there were puddles of oil underneath it, and sure enough I brought it back up to my workshop, took the shocks apart, and yeah, every single one, no oil in them, and you could see where it was dripping out of the bottom. So I thought, rather than messing about trying to find ways to seal them, I put them upside down and they fitted, so I've left them like that. Next one, my Rising Fighter. As far as I'm concerned, one of the best handling rear wheel drive buggies you can get, and yes, not sure what I've done to this. I don't think I've done that much other than add ball bearings. Oh no, yeah, we've added carbon fibre front shock tower. Left the plastic one at the rear because I don't think I've had any of those broke in the past, so I think it came with the oil shocks, but this is how bad my memory stroke how many things I've got. And looking at this, we've got, I think, a 13.5 or 15 turn censored no name brushless motor, and a TBLE02 with the Tamiya fan on the top to try and keep it cool. And that's that one. Ooh. And then we come to the Aqroshot, which is basically the same chassis, yeah, identical really to the Racing Fighter, other than it's got bigger axles at the front and larger wheels and tyres. Now, surprisingly, this beast comes with great big fat road tyres, and I have no idea why. Why you do that, I don't know. Great for doing the speed run initially, but awful off-road for its first ever run, which is why I got these HPI Racing Ground Assault tyres, same size front and back, and we've now joined that with a, I can't read that, oh, it's a Trackstar 13.5 turn brushless motor with a TBL-E02 with no fan. But as you can see, I've taken the dust cover off. Starting with the holiday buggy, relatively stock. Yeah, we've got ball bearings, oil shocks. I think they came as standard, but I can't remember. And just noticing the rear ones are, I'm assuming, I don't remember seeing those grey springs on anything else. Mind you, they are aftermarket ones. No, that's it, I've remembered now. They had pogo shocks on them, but I'd found the front pair that fitted, and I was able to get these rear ones, and they do seem to be quite good. The motor is a relatively new, no, old, black, sport tuned. Okay, so next up we've got the Super Fighter on the DT-02 chassis, and as you can see from this view, I've made a lot of cheap mods to the front end to hopefully stop the front suspension mount from snapping off, because I think this is currently my third one. So I've gone a bit OTT on that with aluminium and oops, pop riveted in place, and hopefully that should hold it in good stead. I also, at some point, for some reason I can't remember why, knocked up an aluminium plate for the back just as a strengthener. I don't think it needs it, but I had an hour or two spare, so I knocked that up. We've got a Leopard ESC, can't remember what the spec on that is, and I can't get to see it. And we've got the old wibbly wobbly 27 megahertz ACOMs in it for some reason, I can't remember, but hey, I've got that many. And we've got this Leopard 3000 kV brushless motor. I've upgraded to oil shocks and a full range of turnbuckles for the DT-02. So I think that's all the hop-ups I've done, other than obviously the obligatory ball bearings that I keep going on about. But hey, I think I should keep going on about it, and hopefully maybe one day Tamiya will start to listen and start to supply them with every kit. But there we go, I think we'll move on now to is it the Rising Fighter, I think, maybe. And we now come on to the lovely Rising Fighter, which has, I think, a Thrust Eco 21 turn motor in it and an M-Tronics ESC, and other than that it's relatively stock other than the bearings. Unfortunately I broke this shock mount on a really big jump up at the park, so I've made this little brace, and I've also made this brace to hopefully stop it happening again. And because the steering is so rubbish, which I'll show you on the Grasshopper 2 in a moment, I made my own up. However, bit overkill, because I think this is M4 threaded bar rather than M3, but it's what I had in my possession, and I think I had to do a bit of surgery down in the pits there for that. And then other than that, I've got a homemade third shock brace thing doobry, and that's that for that. And then we come to the Grasshopper 2, which I think honestly is my latest kit, and therefore at the minute is relatively stock, other than I may have swapped the stock silver can for a torque tuned motor, but other than that, yeah, it must be one of my new ones because it's got the new T-Belly 04 in it, and everything else stock, other than, as I say, with all my kits I've got ball bearings. So with that, I've just got time to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the series so far and look forward to seeing you on the next one. So it's goodbye from me. Bye.